Hey, this is Emily at Inflatable Kayaks, and in this short video we're going to have a quick look at the AdvancedFrame Ultralite Kayak from Advanced Elements and sort of decide is it suitable for you or not, and we're going to examine some of the awesome features that make this a really amazing ultra lightweight kayak. So that is the first amazing feature. This kayak is only 8 kilograms, so it's really easy to lift. A lot of people will say, "Who is this one going to be good for me?" I'm like, well, do you like lifting heavy stuff? No, nobody likes lifting heavy stuff, right? So it's really easy to lift and take down to the water. This review from Suze Cooper is good. This review from Susie is good. I can carry it myself, right? And so that is a huge factor for a lot of people. You try and pick up a 20 kilogram kayak and take it down to the water by yourself if you're, a small person like I am. It's quite a challenge. So that is the first and foremost wonderful thing about this kayak is it's 8 kilograms. Now, that is not the lightest kayak on the market. You can get packrafts that are, 1 or 2 kilograms. But that's the other critical thing to understand. This is not a packraft. This is a real kayak, and it paddles like a real kayak. We'll come back to paddling performance in a minute, but the important thing also to consider is stability. See how he's moving around there. This kayak is suitable for beginners because it has such amazing stability. Basically because you've got 2 inner tubes down either side and your center of gravity is nice and low. Now, here's the other great thing about this kayak. The AdvancedFrame Ultralite Kayak from Advanced Elements is great for travelers. You can see these stats here. Look at the size of that bag, 79 by 46 by 15 centimeters. This thing folds really flat. It's made of a pretty unique material, a polyurethane tarpaulin, which is not so stiff as PVC tarpaulin, so it really does fold a lot easier. And it comes with these great backpack straps as well. It comes with the bag with backpack straps that you can clip on and off. So it's just a wonderful design for traveling. Makes it really, really easy. And even for hiking as well. If you want to go up into a mountain area or a wilderness area and hike in with a kayak on your back, you've got a backpack, you've got 8 kilograms. It's not huge. It's just a wonderful, wonderful option. So who is this not for? This kayak, the ultralight kayak, has a maximum capacity of 102 kilograms. So if you are a really big, heavy person, you're not going to get great performance. Well, first of all, you might be over the weight limit. But second of all, you're not going to get the rigidity that you need to get good performance out of this kayak. And importantly, you can't install the backbone or the drop stitch floor into the AdvancedFrame Ultralite Kayak. So you can't, if you can't stiffen it up. The other key feature is that it has this wide open cockpit. Now that is excellent for ease of getting in and out. And that's a really appealing feature for a lot of my customers. They're delighted with the ease of getting in and out. But the critical thing is it's not classed as suitable for open ocean. Now, that doesn't mean you can't still go out in a bit of chop. Like you're generally not going to get a lot of water in the kayak, but that classification is not there because it doesn't have a cockpit with inflatable coaming that you can put a spray skirt on and stay dry. Now, for 90% of my customers, that's fine because they're not going out in open ocean anyway, but I like to let you know in case that's something you were thinking of doing. If you like the open cockpit and you like the sort of lightweight design, but you are a heavier person, you might want to consider looking at the AdvancedFrame Sport, which almost looks the same as a kayak, but it allows you to put in a drop stitch floor or a backbone to give you that extra rigidity. And now, why does it paddle so well? So I alluded earlier that, this is a real kayak. It's not a packraft. And part of the reason is the hull design. So it has this aluminium ribs in the bow and the stern. And they give you can see in this picture, they give you, a kayak that sits in the water with a very vertical bow and stern. It prevents the waggle in the kayak, and the one at the back acts like a bit of a skeg, helps you track straight in the water. So like I said, this is not a packraft. This paddles beautifully. It's got good performance, especially from a relatively short kayak. This is a 10.5 foot kayak, so it's not a giant. It's not going to go as fast as your 5 foot sort of sea kayaks or anything like that, but it is really good on the water. A real pleasure to paddle, which is important, I think. The other thing you've got is a fin on the hull. It's just part of the hull, but it helps you keep tracking straight. Now, comfort. This is a really important factor. Again, you don't get comfort out of a packraft, but people often don't think about it. But if you're going to be going out on the water for an hour or two, the last thing you want is to be looking around for ways to get out of it, basically, land. Oh, I can stop because my back's aching, for example. So a couple of great features with this kayak. The first one is the seat. Really supportive seat. So you can see I'm nowhere near the edge of the cockpit here. I'm actually putting my full weight on the seat. And what you can't see is that the seat is raised. So you've got a high density foam seat. It's about 4 or 5 centimeters high, lifts you up off the floor. And that's really important for people who've got tight hamstrings. The other thing you can kind of see is there's actually a foot brace included with the AdvancedFrame Ultralite Kayak. Okay, you don't buy it as an accessory, it's included. Now that brace means you can get your feet nice and flat, tuck your knees under the sides and brace. And that really helps people with their backs. It helps you with good rotation as you're paddling as well. So a couple of really nice features in this wonderful kayak. Now in terms of setup, it's pretty simple. You basically unfold the kayak. You can put the floor in at the start. I've actually found that it's easier to semi-inflate the kayak first. You partially inflate the 2 main chambers. So there's 1 main chamber down each side. So you can see I get it a little bit inflated on each side. Then you go ahead and that's when it's actually easiest to put the floor in. Then you go and install the deck lift. So they've got a little aluminium deck riser, just lets the water drain off sideways. You can adjust the floor, just make sure it's in the right position. You go and pop the plastic inserts, bow and stern, and then you basically go back and fix up the pressure. That's me blowing up that little foot brace, which you can, I'll just pause so you can see me shoving it in the front. You literally just wedge it in. If you want to get it to the right length, you actually adjust the seat straps to move yourself forwards and backwards, if that makes sense. And there's that little there's the raised seat. Okay, you can see that gives you a bit of lift. Clip it in, and that's basically it. Okay, so nice, easy setup. Really makes it a very comfortable. It's an all-rounder, this kayak. It's extremely lightweight, easy to set up, really comfortable. Durability is excellent. That hull is a triple layer PU tarpaulin. Then you've got tube covers. Then you got your tube. So you've got several layers of material to get through. You know, if you hit in a hidden object, you know, under the water, for example. Very lightweight for travel and storage. It's really a wonderful kayak, and hats off to Advanced Elements for coming out with yet another cracker. Now, if you're not sure if this is the kayak for you, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm more than happy to help. This is Emily at Inflatable Kayaks.